Alright, so in this video, we're going to talk about why we had to cancel our 2022 Sturgis trip. Let's check it out. What's going on, YouTube? Fxdlsbrooklyn is back in the building. And you're catching me in late July, which in any other normal summer would actually be the time where I would be packing my bike up with my dad and hitting the road, usually for Sturgis. One time we did Canada, but we're usually doing a cross-country trip and hitting Sturgis. This year, that was the plan. You know, we did plan to make it to Sturgis 2022. I wanted to go out there specifically this year just to kind of celebrate and put my lowrider into some of the shows out there that I like to frequent when I go out there. You guys know I'm not big on show bikes. You know, I put my bike in a couple shows out there, usually as jokes, where I roll it up filled with road dust and grime with a bunch of I Rode Mine to Sturgis stickers all over it. But in all seriousness, I was going to put my lowrider, you know, now that it has the motor and the paint job, I was like, you know what, before I destroy this bike and wreck the paint and ride this bike into the ground, let me show it off at least 1 year. So that was the reason why me and my dad were going to hit Sturgis this year to, you know, just to do the bike trip, which is traditionally what we always do. But again, I did want to throw that bike into a show. So yeah, under normal circumstances, I would be on the road right now doing my cross-country trip with the old man. But unfortunately, my dad had a pretty bad accident a couple weeks ago. Surprisingly, not on the bike. It was not motorcycle related, but basically we have a in the spot where we camp at upstate, we have a shed that has a ramp that's on about, I'd say, like a 45-degree angle, and he was going to lock up the shed one night after it had recently rained and the ramp had gotten really slick, causing him to completely lose his balance and fall in such a way where he actually completely tore his quad. So not only, you know, could he not walk for the time being, but he had to have surgery to sew the muscle back onto the bone. Sorry if I'm giving you too much detail. But yeah, he had to have surgery, and obviously that not only affected his walking, you know, he's in a leg brace for the unforeseeable future. Well, I shouldn't say unforeseeable future, but you know, at least until probably early winter. But it also meant that obviously he's not going to be able to ride a motorcycle, nonetheless ride a motorcycle across the country. So that trip was canceled. So it kind of put me in a position where I had to decide, alright, do I still want to find a way to do it? Whether I do it on my own or I do it with somebody else, do I want to still do the trip without the old man? And I was playing around with a couple different possibilities of still doing it, but at the end of the day, anytime I got close to laying down some plans to actually do it, it just, at the end of the day, didn't feel right to, number one, you know, leave town while my dad could definitely use some support. You know, the man does run his own business, so if he does need a ride here or there, need help with something, you know, it's not a good time for me to be out of town. That's probably like the first and foremost reason. And then number two, honestly, like, even if I did the trip with somebody else or by myself, you know, I think most of the time I would probably just be thinking about what could have been and thinking about spending that time with my dad like I would usually do, and I just don't know if I'd be enjoying the trip the way in which I usually would, you know, without having the old man with me. You know, it'd be one thing if he bought the farm and passed on to the clearing over yonder, or was at a point where he just couldn't ride anymore. But it's just another thing where it's like he's still got a lot of bike trips in him, and he just can't do this one. So I don't know, at the end of the day, just in my core, it just doesn't feel right to still go and do it without the old man when it's a trip that's first and foremost a family thing that him and I do together. So that's why you will not see me in Sturgis 2022. I know I told a lot of you I'd be out there, that was the plan, but that is why I will not be out there this year. I will really be looking forward to seeing it be covered through any of your content. If you all are going out there, whether that's through Instagram or YouTube, you know, definitely am excited to see some what goes on out there. But unfortunately this year we are going to be staying put, staying local, and supporting our family. But just figured I'd give you that update on what was happening with the annual bike trip, because that is kind of one of the important things that this channel is based off of, which is really putting in the miles, really doing the bike trips. So yeah, like I said, just wanted to give y'all an update. So yeah, here's to bike trip 2023. But as always, stay safe out there, stay low. I'll make a follow-up video about what I plan to do in that time that I'd usually be investing on the road. As always, thank you for watching. Maintain a positive mental attitude, especially when things don't go as planned. And on that, Fxdlsbrooklyn is out.